People traveling around the world seek guidance and recommendations from travel health professionals. In today's world, with rising domestic concerns, even people traveling nearby sometimes seek travel health advice. Whether you are seeing a patient for the first time, repeat visits, business travelers, vacationers, or families with children, you have the opportunity to educate and make recommendations about products that will best protect them wherever they are traveling. Experiencing diarrhea due to the consumption of contaminated food or water is one of the most common ailments experienced by travelers across many destinations around the world. Understanding the best options for the prevention and treatment now begins with an understanding of Travelan, what it is, how it works, and how it offers a safer alternative to your patients. Travelan is an over-the-counter dietary supplement developed to globally minimize the risk of occasional diarrhea while traveling that results from the 13 most common strains of E. coli. All other OTC diarrhea treatments are for post-infection relief. Why wait to get diarrhea and then treat it? Experiencing occasional diarrhea when away from home ruins vacations and business trips, plus can lead to more serious complications. Why not develop a product to minimize the risk in the first place? Travelan was developed to do just that. Frequent travelers know the fallback for treating diarrhea when traveling is to have a prescription for an antibiotic on hand. We challenge that approach and ask, why take antibiotics which may or may not work, or that can wreak havoc on your entire system? Especially when the United States has a serious and growing issue with antibiotic-resistant infections and illnesses. A new effort by the Centers for Disease Control, together with the Pew Charitable Trust and the White House, addresses CDC data that shows doctors continue to overprescribe antibiotics. All three are working to reduce inappropriate outpatient antibiotic use by 50% by 2020 as part of a larger effort to combat antibiotic resistance. And while this effort, led by the CDC, is going on, the headlines are filled with the latest emergence of superbugs, which are resistant to even the strongest last layer of antibiotics. Travelan is not an antibiotic. Therefore, antibiotic resistance does not occur from its use. In this time of international concern about superbugs, which are antibiotic resistant, Travelan gives you a unique opportunity to care for your patients without prescribing an antibiotic. The active ingredient in Travelan is hyperimmune bovine colostrum, which has been enriched with anti-etic antibodies targeting the LPS receptor on the cell surface of gram-negative bacteria. Based on a proprietary way to immunize dairy cows with a patented vaccine that increases the anti-etic antibodies in the colostrum, Travelan works globally as a preventative against specific strains of etic known to cause diarrhea and its symptoms. Because the antibodies target LPS, Travelan has been shown to be cross-reactive to other gram-negative bacteria, including Shigella and Salmonella, according to studies at the University of Maryland. These antibodies act by binding to E. coli in the gastrointestinal tract, which inhibit the E. coli from attaching to the intestinal wall. Without the ability to bind to the wall, the E. coli is neutralized and their ability to cause diarrhea, as well as bloating and cramping symptoms, are diminished. When contaminated food or water is consumed, Travelan's T-team fights the bad bacteria, targeting the 13 strains of E. coli by acting as a magnet that binds them to the Travelan antibodies. Bad bacteria exits the digestive tract safely without adhering to the epithelial wall, and then is excreted from the system naturally and safely without causing the effects of diarrhea. Double-blind placebo-based trials have demonstrated Travelan's excellent clinically based efficacy of a 91% success rate. Travelan is unique in the marketplace as it is the only clinically proven, safe, and cost-effective over-the-counter supplement specifically designed to reduce the risk of diarrhea when away from home, as well as minimizing the symptoms of minor gastrointestinal disorders. Travelan is one of several products developed by Imuron Limited, a publicly listed Australian biopharmaceutical microbiome company focused on oral immunotherapy using polyclonal antibody products for humans. In addition to Travelan, Imuron is also developing therapeutics in NASH, ASH, C. difficile, and other diseases. Travelan uses the same technology applied to successfully target other infectious agents. Successful mice preclinical studies show 80% efficacy in treating Clostridium difficile without the use of antibiotics. Travelan is in collaborative development for the U.S. Navy and U.S. Army. Travelan contains bovine colostrum and is harvested from New Zealand dairy cows certified to be free from bovine spongiform encephalopathy. Each batch is pasteurized and tested to be free of antibiotics and microorganisms. Travelan is safe for adults and teenagers, and it is safe for children with the advice of medical professionals like yourselves. The only concern for Travelan with children is making sure the child can swallow the caplet. It may need to be cut in half or crushed and taken in liquid. Travelan, like most medications and supplements, is not recommended for children under 12 months of age. Travelan is contraindicated for those individuals with dairy allergies, as bovine colostrum is taken from the milk of dairy cows. Travelan is a certified gluten-free product and contains no colorings, flavorings, or coatings. We understand the importance of your role and the standard policies with which you have been advising travelers on the ways to stay safe according to industry and medical guidelines. Travelan does not replace the need for continuing to advise your patients on ways to minimize their risks, including frequent hand washing, following safe food and water practices, and being prepared in the event that travelers do become sick. While international travel to high-risk areas remains top of the list, domestic E. coli outbreaks continue to be a rising concern. Contaminated food and beverages cause approximately 48 million cases of diarrhea in the United States each year. According to the CDC, a high percentage of incidents do not get reported and are not factored into these statistics. The safety of food preparation can often be in question, even domestically, as evidenced by numerous E. coli outbreaks in Chipotle restaurants. Stories continue to break, highlighting the dangers of E. coli and where it has been found throughout the U.S., including multiple times in foods found at Costco. Understanding the technology behind Travelan provides more insight to its benefits. Travelan comes in convenient blister packs. One Travelan caplet is recommended to be taken orally before meals. Additional caplets may be taken when increased protection is required, when snacking between meals, or if circumstances suggest an increased risk of infection. Travelan is now available in two options: 10 caplets, enough for one person for 3 days, or 30 caplets, enough for one person for 10 days. Travelan is new to the United States, but has been sold in Australia for several years and Canada for 2 years. In the US, Travelan is classified as a dietary supplement. In Australia and Canada, with different regulations, Travelan is licensed as a health product for the prevention of travelers' diarrhea. In 2015, Travelan was successfully launched to passport health clinics nationwide. CVS Health recently introduced the Travelan 10-caplet 3-day box in select stores nationwide. Plus, Travelan is expected to be approved in a number of other countries. And since Travelan is targeted to a specific group of E. coli strains, its effectiveness cannot be guaranteed 100% of the time. E. coli strains vary, and there's no sure way to tell which strain someone has picked up without medical testing. To decrease the risk, think about Travelan as an additional item you can add to your current diarrhea kits. In the press, Travelan has been compared to Airborne for digestive health. In a similar way, Travelan is a proactive approach to digestive tract health, much like taking vitamins and supplements to support a healthy immune system. Travelan was recently featured as one of the hottest new products at the International Travel Goods Show. Visit www.travelanusa.com to see more national media coverage. Help save your patients from the uncomfortable and disruptive symptoms of diarrhea during their travels. And in doing so, help reduce the risk of developing complications due to infection. Travelan, the alternative to losing time and money on missed business meetings, relief efforts for humanitarian aid or mission trips, as well as priceless memories for vacationers. Sales support materials are available to help you educate your travelers.